Hello, all my sweet friends, and welcome to our home, all decorated for Easter. I have a lot of these decorations that are more Easter specific, but plenty that will remain just the same after I take away some of the bunnies and the things that are a little bit more Easter related. I love this springtime of year after the long winter, bringing in these fresh greens and the flowers, and I just love the little bunnies any time of year, but it just feels so nice to welcome the spring into our home after the winter season. So let's just start here. This is our dining room kitchen combo. We spend a whole lot of time in this room and love it so very much. We remodeled this from the ceiling to the floor down to the studs a couple of years back, and still so in love with this room and how it turned out. Back in this corner, I love decorating these floating shelves. It gives me an opportunity to put out my fun seasonal things. I picked up this high chair at Goodwill a few years back. I painted it black recently, and it's not just for looks. We use it. If you're new around here, we have 7 grandsons, and we're putting this chair to use pretty often, so it was a nice find. All right, a little closer look at these floating shelves. I just gathered up some things that I already had. I don't believe there is one single thing on these shelves that is new this year, and so I just like to find new ways to use things that I already have, and I was pretty happy with how it turned out this year. These green striped plates I found at Hobby Lobby. They had put them out for the spring, in the spring section of Hobby Lobby, but they put them out at Christmas time last year. And so I snagged those up and I used them at Christmas time with my Christmas plates, and they worked out perfectly. And so I've got them displayed here now in this little IKEA plate rack. And so I'm going to be able to get a lot of use out of those. Here on my dining room table, I did pick up these checkered plates recently. I got those at Marshall's, I believe, and I got the size that you see here, and then I also picked up the smaller size. That's all they had when I found those there. So I was glad to find those. Those are the melamine, and so are the green ones underneath. I got those at Ross last year, and the napkins, and I was really happy to use those again this year. Just a very simple table centerpiece with a basket. Put a little bunny in there, and this fluted vase. I love that. I just found that in the spring here at Ross for $6.99. I'm telling you, you can find the prettiest things at Ross for such a fraction of the price that you'll see it elsewhere. So I really love this little simple centerpiece that I had. For our everyday look, I just have a 4-place setting, but when we have dinner and everyone's here, I do have enough to go out around the whole entire table. But for just every day, I just do the 4. I like that look a little bit better, a little less busy. All right, let's look on around the dining room here and see some of the other things that I added in for spring. I got this planter new when we were in Tennessee a couple months ago with the bows all over it. I love it so much, and I have managed to keep this fern alive all winter long. I am so proud of that. It's getting ready to go back out on the porch. All right, over here on the other side, this is our coffee station, the espresso machine, and then my coffee maker right beside that. This is a highly used part of the kitchen. Can't go too long without our coffee. We love that. So pretty simple over here, just some coffee syrups and the things that we need for coffee. I love this little area. I thought this was fun. I just printed off this little picture of the bunny off the internet, stuck it in that frame, and I had a little nest with eggs, and this little gold lamp is definitely one of my favorites. So cozy in the kitchen to have a little lamp. I don't have a whole lot on my countertop. I keep it pretty scaled back, I think. I didn't even put away the fruit and things like I normally do. I just thought, no, this is what we have on the counter, so I'm leaving it there. So that's what you see here. I've got some little bunnies. I love that bunny cutting board back there in the back. So sweet. I got that at a little sort of an overstock store in Amish country, and I forgot to even pull it out and use it last year. This little bunny planter, I love this one so much. This also came from Ross a couple of years ago, and that's about all I have on my island. I usually have something there, pretty small, just about like that, maybe a candle. Keep it pretty simple. So this is our dining room right now. I have that little bunny. It's like little bunny behinds. It's so cute. I have that strung across there on the curtains. And I knew the little boys would get a kick out of that. So that's what our dining room and kitchen looks like for spring.
Anytime, any place, you stand beside me and wait. I sing hallelujah.
Our house was built in 1973, and it's a circular floor plan on the lower level. So this is our living room, and it's the same length and size as the kitchen dining room area. So I've kind of have it broken up into two sort of areas, and this is kind of my piano area. You can see here we have this big wood stove. And it kind of divides the room. So the other half is more of the sitting area, the living room, the family room, whatever. I call it both things, living room, family room. So here is the piano area. I do play the piano. I've played the piano since I was 5. So definitely use my piano often. And so this time around, I just have a beautiful vase there, a piece of pottery type vase. It's also got some really pretty fluted edges around the top, and I just gathered up some greenery that I already had, made a little centerpiece there, have just a couple framed pictures of a couple of our little grandsons. Got this seating bench last year, and I have the little boys back there in that gallery wall. They are just such a highlight for us, these 7 grandsons. So much fun. I painted last year the brick around the fireplace, and I love it so much. I wish I hadn't waited so long to do it, but I was kind of nervous about it. This is such a beautiful new piece that I got this year. It's a garland that's just wild and crazy. It's got moss, it's got greenery. I absolutely love it. It's got sticks. I got this at Home Goods early on, like maybe in February or so. I'm so glad I got it. It was about $30, and I just love the whimsy of it. It's just so wild and crazy. I just think it's so much fun. So I strung that across the mantle there, and then these are all things that I already had. I just kind of gathered up and made a different sort of display on the mantle for spring. All right, just taking a look at the other end here of the room. I have just really had trouble finding, I want to add in a couple more green, but I just haven't been able to decide on some until yesterday. And so those are coming, and I will put those out when they get here. I found some pillow covers on Amazon, so I think that will help. I will remove a couple of the pillows that I have now, but I'm going to keep the green. I just love this spring green. It's so pretty. All right, that little white bowl I just found at Walmart. Those are so popular right now, and Walmart had their version of it. I think it was $6.98, something like that. And same with that little green striped candle. And then I just already had all of the greens and things that I put into that vase, and just made a little fun spring display with those tulips that I've had for years and years. And that sits on our little cabinet that sits below our TV. Our room being kind of long and narrow, it's kind of even hard to figure out a place for the TV. So that is where our TV sits. And then on the other side of the couch, I've got this little shelf that I keep full of pictures of our sweet babies and my grown babies as well. I just love having family pictures out. It's definitely, it shows where our heart is at here in our home with our children and our grandchildren. And as I'm editing this and I'm looking back over my room, I see so many things that are sort of projects or things that need to be taken care of, or I don't know. My gallery wall frames are crooked. I could look over this and see so many little things that I want to and or maybe should have already done, but that is home. That's how it goes. There's always something that you can do in your house. All right, I am going to now move on and show you the little Easter explosion in the lower bathroom. When it comes to holidays, I like to do this room fun for the little boys. They love these little things that I put in here, and I know that, when they're in here, they're going to really notice and pay attention and think that this is a lot of fun. So this year, I kind of took all of the sort of more fun type things and put in this room, this little bathroom for them, including this gorgeous basket that has these wonderful bunny ears. I love this basket so much. I just kind of, I don't have, like I said, a whole lot of Easter things, but the ones that I thought they would enjoy, these little floppy eared bunnies and this fun little garland here, I just sort of piled it all in here. Not really a lot of rhyme or reason. I just knew it would be fun for the little boys. We've definitely had a lot going on around here at our house. I am just so thankful that I even was able to make the time to put out these little spring decorations. They're just so much fun to welcome this spring season and to really help us to know that this time of year, it is the Easter season. It's the time to celebrate our risen Savior. That is what this season is all about. I'm so thankful for that. That is my reason for living, and I hope it is yours as well. All right, you guys, that's all I've got for you this time. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, would you leave me a thumbs up, maybe comment down below, and subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you around here, and I'll see you next time. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.